Test, test, test. Oh, now here it comes up in here.
Wait, don't talk. Test, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing, testing.
Yeah, I can't hear you, which is fine because I can hear you right next to me.
Am I coming up on the thing? Testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. It's like very low. So we might have to turn like one of these up or something. Yeah, I was like, that's very low. Now, wait, now I can't hear you again, but I mean,
Test,
you're
test,
right
test.
next to me,
All
so.
right, test. All right, here we go. All right. All right, oh, shit. I got to get the scoreboard up.
Good morning and welcome to Sussex Hamilton High School for this morning's edition of WIAA Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Glad you guys could be with us here on Zaleski Sports Milwaukee. Elijah Mix-a-Lot alongside Matthew Peck with you here today. It's a really nice weather here today. I mean, not chilly, not too warm, but perfect baseball here. We were originally going to have the game at Waukesha, was it Technical College?
Yeah,
But now we're giving it a go at Sussex Hamilton. So here we go. So Pewaukee versus Sussex Hamilton on tap today here. Matt Peck, this is a really good matchup between two great teams today.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at this matchup, and I was like, this is a great matchup under the radar. Pewaukee, winners on leaders of the Woodland West right now, but Hamilton this year, Hamilton a couple years ago just barely 500, but now they're 14-1. So they're really, and they're playing a tough schedule. You think about it, you got Brookfield Central, and then even on the weekends now you got Pewaukee. I know they got Oak Creek this week. I mean, it's a tough schedule over here for these Hamilton Chargers, but the Pewaukee Pirates came away with 2 no-hitters this week, just alone against West Dallas Central.
I don't know. I mean, this is an interesting stat, too, but on their game changer, they had a game last week. I think it was against West Dallas Central where they had 37 runs. If that's right, is it?
Yeah.
37 runs. It's pretty interesting stuff there, but we'll do some starting lineups here, starting with the visiting Pewaukee Pirates, coached by the Dobersteins. That's Dobersteins, I should say. Leading off for the Pewaukee Pirates, number 5, Drew Doberstein. Batting second, number 22, Grayson Zach. Batting third, number 20, Owen Doberstein. Batting fourth, number 27, Jackson Service. Batting fifth, number 13, Caden Burtness. Batting sixth, number 1, Logan Peterson. Batting seventh, number 17, J.D. Jacobs. Batting eighth, number 11, Hudson Bremberger. Batting ninth, number 44, Landon Lutic. And pitching for Coach Doberstein is number 9, Braden Seltzer. And pitching on the mound for the Sussex Hamilton Chargers, coached by Mike Schrammick, is number 7, Stone Sanchez, who's a senior for the team. In the outfield for Coach Schrammick, it will be pushing the buttons Luka Tusic. Playing at first, York. Playing at second base is Brown. Playing at third base, Hibiki. Playing at shortstop, Glappa. Playing in left, Bennett. Playing in center field, Lennon. And in right field, to round it out, Arnold. Matt Peck, what do you got on this matchup today between two really great teams?
I mean, it's going to be interesting because, these obviously Pewaukee was supposed to be the home team originally over at WCTC, but we had a change of location. So now that kind of changes things on that aspect of, Hamilton will get the last at-bats now. And this might be one of those games where that last at-bat's going to be crucial because these are two really good teams going at it. Pewaukee always known to be good. Hamilton also good coach as well, Mike Schramek over there. They got the sectionals last year. Both teams did. Hamilton lost to Arrowhead. I think Pewaukee lost to St. Thomas More last year. Somebody up along that way. So
Drew Doberstein coming in to lead off now for the Pewaukee Pirates. First pitch from Sanchez underway, and it's a line drive to center field, or second base, I should say, and it's caught for the first out of the inning. That did not take long for the first out of the inning. That one was caught that time from the second baseman, Hibiki.
yeah, a quick start out there for the pitcher, and he obviously gave him a good pitch to hit right away, and Doberstein took advantage of it, lined out to second base. So quickly one down here for this Hamilton Charger defense.
Pewaukee coming into this game 13-1. Now coming up to bat, Grayson Zach. First pitch taken a little low for ball one. 1-0 on the count. That one's taken almost in the dirt. 2-0 on Grayson Zach.
Yeah, so Grayson Zach taking, going up there, saw a couple pitches now, so I'd likely see Sanchez attacking now here down up 2-0.
2-0 pitch taken right on the corner for strike one.
Yeah, a bit of a breezy morning this morning. We were surprised by all the changes we had this morning. I'll talk about after this pitch.
That one's taken outside for ball three. 3-1 the count now on Grayson Zach. One out gone by in the top of the first inning. Drew Doberstein hit a liner to second base for the first out.
I was talking with Coach Doberstein this morning via text, because he texted me. He goes, well, we got outlets at our field, but meanwhile, our field's flooded.
That one's taking, just on that right corner. Grayson Zach didn't agree with it, and it'll be up to a full count now. 3-2 now on Zach.
Yeah, so then he was like, we're going to try to move it to Hamilton. And then Hamilton was supposed to have a JV triangular here.
That one's taken high and upstairs for ball 4, and Grayson Zach will take his base with one out. And Owen Doberstein will come up to the plate. So a little bit of command issues after that for Stone Sanchez, up to 7 pitches so far here. I think that first at-bat helped with the first pitch hit, or line out that time. That one's taken outside on the first pitch to Owen Doberstein.
Yeah, so
1-0 the count on Pewaukee. Big lead at first for Grayson Zach. 1-0 pitch taken downstairs, but down low for 2-0. Like we got some Whitefish Bay people.
Yeah, I think they play Pewaukee in a week or no, not. Wait, who? Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know.
Owen Doberstein signaling bunt, pulls back, and I'll take a strike in the inside the zone. 2-1 the count on Owen Doberstein.
Well, I don't have any PBR write-ups on Stone Sanchez, so we'll just stick here for now.
Stone Sanchez, I believe, is a football athlete as well.
Yes, I just saw that when I looked that up. So, yeah, he did play for Justin Gumb's Hamilton Chargers that play right behind us. We were here for a football game last fall against Germantown, one of our non-homeschool games. Our only non-homeschool game of the year in the regular season was here. And it was a dandy. I'll just say that.
2-1 pitch taken at the top corner to put it at a 2-2 count with one out.
So Andrew Pellon lets us know that New Berlin Eisenhower is in first place in the West. What a season they're having over there. I mean, new
2-2
coach.
pitch, runner goes, he strikes out, and the throw is in time to second base, and a double play on a strikeout and throw out here. Zach got caught, and you cannot run on Luka Tusik, and that'll take us to the bottom of the first inning. Very good defensive inning for the Hamilton Chargers to open it up. More baseball coming your way on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, 1-0, or no, not 1-0. Bottom of the first inning here, Elijah Venksalai alongside Matthew Peck here on Zaleski Sports. Pewaukee against Sussex Hamilton, a really big baseball matchup here in the Milwaukee area tonight here. Or I should say this morning. Glad you guys could join us here. Line out to start the first inning, and then a walk, and then a double play via strikeout and throw from Luka Tusik. And now the Sussex Hamilton bats will come up to the plate now. It'll be Glapa, Lennon, Arnold, Hibiki, Tusik, York, Becker, Brown, and Bennett batting tonight for Sussex Hamilton. And on the mound, Braden Selsor for Coach Doberstein.
Yeah, well, I got some stats here on prep baseball for
Selsor.
Selsor. His fastball max is 88, 75, 76 curveball range. That's pretty much all I have. He's not committed yet anywhere, but he's a class of 2025, and his travel team is CMB.
You know, one thing to notice here about Sussex Hamilton's team, they're all juniors or seniors on the team.
Yeah.
First pitch taken high and upstairs for ball one on Luka Tusik.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one today, I think, because this might end up being a pitcher's duel because I think we got two pretty good pitchers on the mound here, and both teams, we know Pewaukee's pitching pretty well.
Big cut at the second pitch, 1-1 the count on, Nate Glapa leading off.
Speaking of Pewaukee, they threw 2 no-hitters this week against West Dallas Central, 2 games in a row.
Glapa grounds this one to the third base line. Grayson Zach going to field it over to first for the out to J.D. Jacobs for out number 1.
Yeah, good play over there by Zach, just got to get your glove down, one of those important things, Obviously by the high school level, you know how to do that. The level that we coach, not really. It's a struggle for most kids still at that level. But, yeah, so this kind of level, yeah, good play over there by Zach. He's committed to Minnesota. He's a really good pitcher. He was it was Doberstein this week that threw a perfect game.
0-1 the count on Luke Lennon. One pitch. Hit high, up sky high to center field. Playable, though, for Drew Doberstein for out number 2.
Yeah, just, it's kind of crazy to think, though. We successfully marked off all 3 sports at this school.
Yeah.
We were here for a basketball game with our old network, here for a football game.
Not for Zaleski, though, technically.
Yeah. We'll get here someday. They were a young team last year. We might be here this winter. You never know.
Andy Cerrone, really great coach in their basketball department there.
Andy Cerrone's son, meanwhile, just the big announcement a couple weeks ago, he moved. He's now becoming the head coach at Kimberly. He's the current head coach at Muskego High School. He's moving up to Kimberly to become the next boys basketball coach.
John Arnold at the plate here, 0-1 the count on him early for following off the first pitch, and he's going to do a little check swing over to the football stadium.
Yeah. Quite a dugout setup over there on the Hamilton side.
Low elevated dugouts on both sides.
Yeah, I've never seen
that. Probably man-made.
Yeah, those are definitely man-made dugouts over there.
0-2 pitch on Arnold is be taken low here. Try to get him to chase outside the zone. 1-2 now on Arnold. Arnold grounds this one over to the third base line. That's a tough play, and couldn't pick it at first base. A very tough play. It was a slow roller for Grayson Zach to get, and J.D. Jacobs couldn't pick it up on the hop. I think they're going to call that an infield base hit for John Arnold.
Yeah, I think so too. It's one of those things where Zach was playing a little bit back. It was tough to come up on, and you got to come up, set your feet, and do all those kind of things. It's tough to get that throw, but he almost still got it there. He was just late by a couple seconds, but the throw also wasn't picked at first base either. But it did not cause any trouble by getting by. So let's see here.
Ethan Hipke coming up to the plate now for Hamilton. First pitch taken outside for ball 1. Pitch count at 10 right now for Braden Seltzer. 1-0 pitch. Taken inside, right down the middle for strike one.
Yeah, so Hamilton, I just noticed they got the scoreboard running out there. You know, some stadiums don't even have scoreboards, so that's very helpful to us, especially.
He's going to line it right to the pitcher, and he's just going to flip it over to J.D. Jacobs and Seltzer. How about that inning? Only one base hit given up, and then 1, 2, 3 from that. We'll take you to the second inning. No score here from Sussex Hamilton High School here on Zaleski
The
Sports.
biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Back here on Zaleski Sports as we head to the top of the second inning. No score here in that first inning. Very good pitchers duel so far from Braden Seltzer and now I blanked out. Stone Sanchez pitching for Sussex Hamilton. Matt Peck, what are your thoughts so far in the game?
You know, I kind of expected it to be like one of these pitcher kind of games. Obviously, this inning could have 12 runs scored between each team, and I'd be like, okay, then maybe I was wrong. But that first inning was kind of like how I expected it to start. You know, Seltzer, I mean, what's his name again?
Seltzer.
Sanchez for he issued one walk for Sussex Hamilton, but then Seltzer for the Pirates came in and gave a one hit. So, I mean, not bad first inning for both teams. Both teams had a runner on base, but, you know, Sussex Hamilton using that good catcher to second base duo, strike him out, throw him out last inning to end the inning.
J.D. Jacobs leading off for Pewaukee to start the top of the second inning. Pretty good sequence in that first inning. A double play via strikeout and throw out to second base. Caught stealing.
Yeah, a good crowd here this morning as well, too. I mean, pretty
for
good.
Change of venues.
Yeah, change of venues, 10 a.m. start. Well, a little bit later.
First pitch taken outside for ball one on J.D. Jacobs.
Yeah, when Coach Doberstein when he texted or email texted me about the event change, I said, well, why don't we just move the game later? He goes, well, we have prom. So that was a no good do for Hamilton. I mean, no, for Pewaukee because they had prom today. So you had to do this at 10 a.m. and thankfully Sussex Hamilton's field was not drenched. And I didn't even know it rained last night.
1-1 pitch taken inside for strike two. 1-2 the count on J.D. Jacobs now.
And then Coach Doberstein, when he showed up to the field, he sounded like shocked because he goes, you know, he was getting the field ready like for the game, and he shows up and it's underwater. He's like, what? I didn't even know it rained last night.
I didn't think it was going to pour that bad last night.
It must have been Waukesha County.
And one spikes in the dirt to the back screen here, right by us. Count goes to 2-2 now on.
Must have been very early.
Actually, who's up to play? Oh, Service.
Yeah. Savas, yep.
Service going to ground this one to shortstop here. Glapa going to field it over to first base, and it's off the bag. A little bit of a tough throw for York at first, and Service has a base hit. Tough play, or they might even call it an error.
Yeah, you know, it was a tough play. You know, he kind of pulled him off the bag right there, but you know, that happens once in a while. Sometimes if you get pulled off the bag, you still want to try and reach to make that tag, but obviously that time that was a no good do.
I could definitely relate to you know, their whole prom situation here. I was in track and field in high school, and we had prom one the same night, and I was like, yeah, let me get the. I was a thrower in high school, shot put in discus, and you know, I was like, I'm gonna throw hard so I could get this out the way before I have a busy day. Signaling bunt right away is Caden Burtness.
I'm surprised he went at that bunt, seeing how high it was. No, it looked like it was going to be high and away, and he still went at that bunt.
A 1 pitch coming on Caden Burtness. Burtness signals bunt again, pulls back. No one wants to run on Luka Tusic after that first inning easy throw out right there.
I don't blame him for not wanting to run on him. That was pretty cool. That was good.
On one pitch, he's going to signal for a bunt, pulls back just in time again, and takes ball 2. So I think that's going to be the strategy a little bit here, unless the count gets to 2-2 for Burtness, who's at the plate, maybe trying to advance the runner at first in Thumbs, who's pinch hitting for because Service is the catcher.
Okay.
I mean, pinch running, I should say, not pinch hitting. Jeez. He's bunting again, and it is just going to, slice foul.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those tough ones because, you know, it's bunted up the line, and you figure, you know, you got to wait for it to go foul, but that one ended up going foul. But, like, the catcher, you typically want to pick it up when it's foul, but unless maybe it's a very slow kid, you're thinking, well, I have a chance to pick this up and throw him out.
Yeah.
But typically you wait for it to roll foul, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it comes back fair. That's the one part of a baseball field where it can come back fair and it still counts.
2-2 pitch is taken high and upstairs. We had the full count now on Caden Burtness. Pitch count up to 22 right now on Stone Sanchez. Sanchez checking the runner at first, and now he's going to go the full count, taken high and up. No. Wait, is it the full count?
It's 4. I was going to I don't think he...
Yeah, that's ball 4. I was like confused. He just stood there for
I
a
know,
second like
and
he was just
even
going to check it. But now we're going to have runners on first and second with no outs here to start the top of the second, and then a little bit of a danger zone early on in the second inning here for Stone Sanchez.
And the thing I don't get about what the better Burtness did, what he stood up there, he looked like he argued about it being ball 4. I'd be like, I'll take my base. You know, help my team score some runs here. I'm like, I know getting a hit's more fun, but especially in high school, you just got to take the base.
At this point, he just said like good deal and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He's gonna tip a bunter right here is Logan Peterson, and they're gonna throw him out at first. But Thumbs and Burtness both advance to second and third, and that's a really good deal if you're Pewaukee right there, getting guys to second and third, advancing your runners.
That's for sure.
Let's see
what Pewaukee can do here.
J.D. Jacobs going to give it a go at the plate now. Jacobs takes inside for strike 1. 1 out, gone by here in the top of the second inning. Wouldn't this be something? I think right now if it's a good strategy-wise here, you get a grounder in the infield and try to force it to first so the runners hold here or strike out or even a pop out here. Yeah. Nothing deep, though, because that could easily tag Thumbs at third base.
So it's an interesting setup here from Stramik's defense. He's got the third baseman playing.
Signal to bunt. The runner's coming home. Was it suicide squeeze?
And it worked.
Oh, they're going to send 2 of them. They're safe at
home.
2-run score for Pewaukee via the suicide squeeze. Bunt that time from Logan, was it J.D. Jacobs, I think. That's going to be out too, but
you want to talk about something
great
cool.
awareness right there from Thumbs and Burtness running around the corners and going right away.
You know, that's going to take a lot of trust from Coach Doberstein, because just think about it. If he misses that bunt, you got 2 guys out. So, I mean, that was just one sick of a play. I don't think I've ever seen that before in high school. You get 2 kids home on a bunt like that.
That was a suicide squeeze,
yeah,
because he was going. Or I guess you could say the safety squeeze.
Like I said, though, but say he missed the bunt, it would have been dead meat at the plate. He would have been out.
Yeah.
I mean, so you got to trust the guy. And if you're the pitcher, you probably could have looked over there and seen him running. Like, I got to throw this pitch high. But, you know, it's so much flick situation. It would have been so tough to, figure that out.
Very good sequence right there, though. That's something we've never seen in high school before. We've seen that before the Milwaukee Brewers try some stuff like that. That one's taken low downstairs for Hudson Brentbacher.
This is more fun than watching the Milwaukee Brewers.
Especially after we witnessed yesterday.
Yeah.
10-0 isn't going to cut it. That one's taken inside for strike 1. It was 3-1 now on the count on Brentbacher. That one's taken outside for ball 4, and all of a sudden,
Pewaukee.
Stone Sanchez walking a couple of guys in the inning, and They're trying to put some more guys on early on. I mean, this is prom night here, so they probably want to get out of here as fast as they can if you're Pewaukee, right?
Well, Pewaukee's one of those schools that's out west. So what they probably do is take a bus downtown. A lot of schools that are like further out west, like Oconomowoc, even Sussex Hamilton probably, if they have their prom downtown, they probably just all jump on a bus and go there. They don't drive because, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you don't want to send the students 45 minutes away. But, you know, where we went to high school, we were 15 minutes, 20 minutes out of downtown, so it was fine.
Landon Wittick at the plate right now. Pops that one up to the back screen.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous today because I parked kind of close. Well, there's a tree in the way.
Now the trees will save you.
Yeah, the trees will hopefully save me.
0-2 the count on Wittek. Sussex Hamilton only open to get only 2 out of this. And that one hits the batter. Oh, that's not what you want to do on 0-2, as Wittek will take his base as we head back to the top of the order now for Coach Doberstein's group. And Drew Doberstein will come up to the plate.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted to do if you were Hamilton right there. I mean, that's one of those killer moments in baseball where you hit a batter on 0-2, and now you can kind of, one of the Doberstein brothers who are known to be clutch coming up, and, you know, you got 2 guys on base.
That one's going to spike in the ground right there for ball 1. And the command's still kind of going a little off right now for Stone Sanchez, just a little bit.
Yeah, early on, it's one, you know, but it's one of those things where, you know, you just find yourself in a little bit of a hole. But, like, you know, you can't throw every pitch down the middle too in high school because then you're giving up hits like crazy. So you kind of got to waste them a little bit. But, like, right there, that's a good comeback pitch right there.
1-1. And you can really hear the wind on our headsets right now. It's really picking up. This is our first broadcast sitting outside.
Yep.
Ooh, a hard liner foul to right field out of play.
Into the football stadium.
And we were considering at first, I mean,
The press
box in that football stadium was open. We would have seen what it looked like and maybe even tested our
baseball
up there. Yep.
We thought about it, but it was locked. But the football stadium was open, so I'm like, oh.
1-2 pitch is taken outside. The runner's going to go to third. Good throw by Tusick. And once again, Luka Tusick ends the inning on a throw out, this time to third base on a steal to Hibicki, catching Bremberger looking. But 2 runs via the safety squeeze as we head to the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 lead for Pewaukee.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
No good do.
At Fleet Farm, we're all about your everyday, but not just any old day. Here, every day's opening day. Every day's a school day.
Imagine he's bored and he's just
Every day's a monster day.
Maybe we'll slip out tonight.
And every day is too short.
Nothing.
Whatever makes your day, Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life.
Western Conference Hall. All right. Back here on Zaleski Sports, we're heading to the bottom of the second here. Pewaukee leads Sussex Hamilton 2-0 via the suicide squeeze from J.D. Jacobs. Coming up to bat here for the Sussex Hamilton Chargers in the bottom of the second, Luka Tusick. The guy who's been all over the place catching today. You would think if there's a Gold Glove award in high school, I mean, he's playing like one right now.
Yeah, he's right now, you know, behind the plate doing a good job. You know, just threw 2 runners out to end the last few innings.
0-1 pitch taken high and upstairs. 1-1 on Tusick. One pitch popped up in the air to the shortstop. Burtness loses it, and it's going to fall down for a base hit. And, you know, I don't know if he has sunglasses on or not, but that's a moment where you kind of do need them. But you could still lose them even with it. I mean, it's partly cloudy skies. I mean, it was very cloudy to start when we came here. Now it's really starting to clear up now.
Yeah, you know, Coach. Coach came out from Pewaukee and looked up to see, like, hey, what kind of view could that have been? I mean, it is sunny out here and it is a little bit windy, but.
You didn't call that an error on Burtness. I mean, that looked like it was going to be a routine play,
yeah,
right?
I mean,
and then you just kind of lost it in the sun.
It's technically got to hit his glove to be an error, so it did. Because if it doesn't hit your glove, it's technically still a hit, or else it's a wild throw or something like that, but it's got to hit your glove. So it obviously hit his glove and went off the side.
York takes a strike. Brady York playing first today for Sussex Hamilton. Going to throw back to first. Brady and Seltzer doing a good job on the mound so far. They labeled it an error on Game Changer for that.
Yep. I kind of figured they would. I mean, it was, especially if it hit his glove, then it's got to be an error. Seltzer
really thinking that Colin Storbacken, who's pinch running right now, because I believe his catcher at the plate is going to take low for ball one. Pinch running for the catcher, Tusick. I like that idea too. I mean, it gives the catcher time to put their equipment back on too, right?
Plus they also do it too, so the catcher doesn't get hurt on the base path too, just like the pitcher, because they do it for the pitcher too. And it's like you think to yourself, well, the pitcher doesn't need time to get it's just so he doesn't slide in the base wrong, and then you got to get a new pitcher or catcher out there, because.
1-1 pitch that's taken outside, and the runner's going to be able to advance easily to second base. Storbacken gets there safely, and that ball got past Service that time.
I forgot to put the runner on the scoreboard, but there is a runner on second now.
So 2-1 count now on Brady York, and a base hit could cut the lead in half. 2-1 pitch. And lined over to left field, a base hit. Wittek. And he bobbled it in the outfield, but head coach Shramick holds him at third base. He's speedy Storbacken, the pinch runner, could have had it if he was aware of it.
What happened there was the left fielder Wittek bobbled it, but Shramick is like, he gave a shrug on the shoulders to Storbacker. He's like, hey, go! And then by the time it was too late, he had the ball in his hand. So it was like one of those split situations. But, Hamilton in business here, first and third, no outs here in the bottom of the second.
Now we're going to get a mound visit here from the pitching coach for Pewaukee. But I think you look at it here, if Sussex Hamilton scores, you got to go back to that error that Pewaukee had early in the inning with that to start the tone.
Which, if that first run scores, Seltzer's ERA will not go up because it wasn't an earned run because of being an error. But obviously if the run for first counts, then it will be an earned run. So the first run, if it does come home, it will not be earned. Because it was a fielding error on Bertes just a couple moments ago. That was the first hitter of the inning too.
So now Kyle Becker coming up to the plate now. Try to put the Chargers on the board, and he's going to step off the mound here.
That was a quick step off. He just avoided a balk there.
I was about to say. Seltzer really keeping on the base pass. Runner goes a second. The throw is off. The throw back to home is out.
Oh, my goodness.
What a throw from second base from Owen Doberstein to Service to get the out at home plate and avoid a run. Runner gets to second base safely, but I think that's the most important one that Pewaukee wanted to get out of it.
That's the exact play that I wish more teams would run. Because I said to myself, he's throwing down a second. What is he doing? Why would he do that in the first and third situation? But you got the second baseman that cuts it off and throws home. I mean, perfect play.
Now he's going to ground this one over to the shortstop, Burtness. Burtness bobbles it. And that's now the second error in the inning for Burtness. He missed that pop-up in the sun, and now he kind of bobbled the grounder that time out of his glove. And here's could have been out of the inning by now if you think about it.
And here comes Mike Shramick. Oh, he's just giving the sign. Here's the same situation we just had with the caught stealing. It's first and third again. I'm pretty sure Hamilton, Hamilton's going to know this time. I think that they can cut it off with the second baseman. But Coach Doberstein's got a sign over there. But I would not be surprised if they run the same play again if Becker decides to run at first base and cuts the second baseman back to home.
Now Blake Guthrie comes up to the plate now, and they're going to have a chance to score again as Brady York at third and Kyle Becker at first base.
You got to think, though, Hamilton, if you're Hamilton on the base paths, you got to be ready for them just to throw on a second just to cut it off.
First pitch taken out inside. First strike one.
That was outside.
Yeah, that was a little bit outside.
I mean, it must have just hit the corner. He just must have touched that outside corner.
One pitch taken down in the dirt for ball one. Now, you know, like, this is an interesting story, but like, you think high school, there's going to be a day in the future, one day where they get automated balls and strike system too.
Probably.
Just like MLB's thinking about getting it, right?
They're
already testing it.
Get the ABS in high school in 20 years, and then you got the coach that comes up, that was a ball. No, my system said it was a strike. Hey, that's when I'll return to umpiring. If a robot calls umpires for me and I'm standing behind home plate, I'll return because then I'll be like, well, you can't yell at me.
It'd be easy to umpire at that point.
Yeah, I think everybody would umpire if that was the point.
I'd definitely do it. 2-1 the count on Guthrie. Takes inside for strike two.
Just like imagine if you had a system in basketball where your robot could detect if it was a foul or not. All right, my robot said it was a foul. Now football,
they're starting to think about that whole first down automated thing as that one's going to be lined to left center field for a base hit. A runner scores. And an RBI single for Blake Guthrie to put the Chargers on the board. 2-1 now as you got runners on first and second with one out. So now that error, that second error even comes back to bite you now.
I think Matt Peck's talking haunted him again because I talked about last inning how this might be a pitcher's duel.
No.
Well, now we got the offense rolling on both sides.
I think we might get a scoring duel now.
Yeah.
Now that we say that. Now Bennett comes up to the plate here looking to do some more damage. The go-ahead run at first now for Hamilton. Carson Bennett. Takes low in the dirt. Good block behind the plate from Service.
Yeah, Service back there doing a really good job, keeping those baseballs in front of him because we talk about this in high school. These backstops are pretty far back. Anytime you let a ball get past you, the kid's moving up a base. No matter how big they are, no matter how slow they are, they're moving up a base. So you got to be a dominant catcher in high school to keep that ball in front of you.
2-0 pitch. Oh, almost got him at second base on the pickoff attempt from Seltzer. Seltzer, he's almost had a couple times in this game where he's almost picked some guys off.
Yeah, I like that. I like that attempt too. That was a pretty good idea that time.
Speedy Kyle Becker at second, Blake Guthrie at first. That one's taken high and upstairs, and we're at a 3-0 count now on Carson Bennett. Potential to load him up for Nate Glappa. 3-0 pitch, and he's going to round it back again. Oh.
That's quite a move over there from Seltzer, able to just turn around and fire back.
Seltzer almost had him that time. Oh, he's going to try it again for a third time, and it goes in the outfield, and this time it goes wrong, but they're going to hold the runner at first and second. Got right past the second baseman over the shortstop, I should say, Burtness.
2 times is good for me, but to go back 3 times, you're just, at that point, you're kind of like what just happened there.
There's no limits in high school either.
No.
How many times you could do that.
You're just asking for a mistake in that situation, and that's kind of what happened there.
Real pitch, taken high on upstairs, and we got bases loaded, folks, for the top of the order, and Luka Tusik.
Yeah, this is dangerous now for Seltzer up there because, like you just mentioned, they got the top of the order coming up now.
I think it's the top of the order with Glappa.
So the top of the order coming up now, bases loaded. So, you got to figure out the right way to pitch to him because, you get one down the middle, you could have a 5-2 ball game here.
That one taken low and outside, and now all of a sudden we were talking about how Stone Sanchez lost his command, and the command's starting to fall out the play now for Seltzer.
Yeah, one of those things, you were talking about before the game, center field almost 400 feet.
393 dead center as that one's finally taken inside for strike one.
Yeah, Seltzer, had struggling with command a little bit there. It always feels good to get that one strike that kind of gets you back in it.
I think the best thing you could ask for here if you're Pewaukee is an inning double play.
That's for sure.
That one's going to spike in the dirt. Good block that time from the catcher, Service. So it's a 2-1 count now on Nate Glappa. Two-one pitch. Big cut at the breaking ball.
You know, this is kind of one of those situations for me where Hamilton needs to get a couple of runs across here. They got one run across, but you got bases loaded, one out. This is kind of one of the situations we talk about with the Brewers. They come up and we get nervous when these situations.
Two pitch. And it's just taken on the outside corner for ball 3.
He needed that one over a little bit more. Let's see, from the pitcher's view, he needed that one a little bit more to the right.
It's going to be the pitch of the game right here early on. Full count, 1 out, bases loaded for Sussex Hamilton. Here we go. The pitch is out and outside, and a run walks in, and we are tied. Good discipline from Nate Kloppa, and it's a 2-2 ball game, and it advances Kyle Becker to score at home. And now Luke Lennon comes up to the plate with a 2-2 ball game for number 2 coming up to try to give Hamilton their first lead of the day.
One of my biggest pet peeves in high school is, you know, walking guys with bases loaded. And here comes Coach Doberstein. Let's get a little camera action here. Okay, it was just probably just some question about, probably not even the strike zone. It was probably just about, you know, something baseball related.
I think one of my favorite moments with coaches and umpires was the Oak Creek Trail game.
Yeah,
back to that game.
First game of the year, we had fireworks.
That first pitch taken just high upstairs for ball 1 on Luke Lennon. You know, he's got a lot of guys on base here in the second inning for Seltzer, but his pitch count, I mean, it's only at 37 still. I mean, that's pretty high though for that as he grounds that one over to the third base side. Going to second, over to first. No, it goes out of play. That's going to score 2. And Guthrie and Bennett score off of a wild throw from third base. Grayson Zach had to get that one off pretty fast over to J.D. Jacobs. He can't get over to it. Now it's a 4-2 game now. Hamilton leads. I think, right?
It says 3-2 over. Oh, no, it's 4-2 on Game Changer.
4-2.
Yeah.
'Cause I saw 2 runners come home.
All right, so we got a runner in second.
Now Luke Lennon goes to second base.
So, yeah, so Hamilton, like I said, they need to get some runs across that inning with that opportunity. They get 4 across, so, you know, that's pretty good in my book. But you always want to score as many runs as you can, so I wouldn't stop here if I were them.
Oh, that one almost went right at the head of John Arnold.
Yeah, so it was one of those situations. So when they rule it, there's errors on the play. So Pewaukee up to 3 errors on the morning. You know, that's the difference maker right now is how many errors Pewaukee has. They have up to 3, and most of them cause runs. And there's been 3 in this inning alone. But, you know, we got plenty of baseball left, and they're only down by 2 runs right now.
Oh, big swing right there. Wanted to get some insurance right there, and he took a big cut at it, but missed. 1-2 now on John Arnold. Lennon at second base. 1-2 pitch. Down in the dirt. That goes to the back screen, and Lennon's going to easily advance to third base, and he'll hold at third with a little bit of a lead at third. He thought about it at first to go home. But
that's why I kind of said, because Servais.
I mean, that's like you said earlier, it's a really big backstop in the back, and now the count goes to 2-2 now on James Arnold. Here we go.
Well,
the
because
2-2 pitch now on Arnold.
He wasn't because he wasn't look like
2-2 pitch is high and upstairs for ball 3. Go ahead.
Well, Servais on that one, you know, the ball got away. He looked like he lost it at first. I'm like, you know, you got to find it quickly. Otherwise, Hamilton could score a run from second here. But he quickly found it and ran to the ball.
Full count now is taken inside for strike 3, but the Chargers rattle 4 runs in the bottom of the second inning. A very good second for Sussex Hamilton as we head to the third inning. Let's see what Pewaukee could do after this on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, a 4-2 game. Pewaukee is now trailing Sussex Hamilton. As we head to the top of the third inning, Matt Peck, you thought, it was going to be a pitcher's duel, but this one has really turned into a scoring outing all of a sudden after one inning.
There were a couple crucial errors from Pewaukee in that inning that allowed some runs. I'm going to pull that up right now. So Seltzer has 2 earned runs of the 4 runs given up. So there was 2 that came via error that scored, but 2 of the runs were from legit hits. Sussex Hamilton did make some good contact in the inning. We had that base hit to left center earlier. So not saying that they just scored because of errors, but they did have some good contact in that inning, and they kind of showed. But, a tough play over there at short earlier in the inning, a couple plays at short. But, you just got to make up for it on offense now. Pewaukee got a pretty good offense, so I would not be surprised.
And they got the heart of their order coming up here at the top of the order, I should say, starting with Drew Doberstein. And Doberstein right away rounds this one to second base. Brown will head it over to first, and it'll be to York for the first out of the inning. And how about that? The first 2 at-bats for Drew Doberstein. He goes after the first pitch, and both lined out.
Well, here's a funny situation. So they're supposed to have JV games here earlier today.
Yep.
But they moved them over to their park down the street. But our Brookfield Central coach showed up here. I think that's their JV coach. So he probably thought the games were supposed to still be here. Because they've moved a lot of things around this morning. They were supposed to have a JV triangular here, but now
they got the varsity reserve game after this too.
Yep. Because I'm like, Brookfield Central ain't playing.
So during the interview after the game, they're already gonna be warming up, probably, huh?
Yeah.
Getting ready.
So what they typically do is they they kind of maybe they bring something to eat and then they eat during that time.
Ball's taken low. Ball 1 on Grayson Zach coming up for his second at-bat. He walked in his first at-bat. So Stone Sanchez has a lead to work with now. That one's taken just low. Pretty good framing behind the plate for Tusick.
Yeah. Sanchez doing a pretty good job out there for Sussex Hamilton as well. Obviously 2 runs given up, but it's early.
Taken inside, hit the corner for strike 1. (3-1) pitch on Zach, and he takes outside for ball 4. Pretty good discipline at the plate.
Yeah, pretty good discipline. That's what Pewaukee needs, though. They need not guys that are going to come up here and try to hit home runs right now. They just need to get some guys on base, and that's kind of what Zach did right there that time. So.
Now Owen Doberstein, who has been in the house before, is coming up to the plate.
He's been in the house, and he's thrown a no-hitter this year, I think twice.
When Doberstein pops this one up in the air to left field, now the left fielder coming up, he's got enough room that time to make the play, as that was Carson Bennett. Had to run all the way in to get that second out on Owen Doberstein. And now Jackson Service will come up to the plate with 2 outs gone by in the top of the 3rd inning. Service takes a strike right down the middle to start it. Oh, that one's going to be lined to left field again. And he's going to miss the ball to center field, and the runners are going to get to second and third base and try to make a dive-out play for Carson Bennett, and it's going to be a double for I think that was Service that time. And now they got runners on second and third, and all of a sudden a base hit once again could tie the game as Brookfield Central's JV team comes in.
Hey, you know what? I like the effort out there in left field.
And we already got somebody warming up in that Pewaukee bullpen, which is actually in the field still. Looks like Landon Wittek is warming up in the pen for the Pewaukee Pirates. It's taken outside for ball 1, but
going back.
Going back to that, yeah, the double. I mean that should be a double, right? Because he dove out for it. He
yeah,
missed.
I mean, I like that effort out there by Bennett. You know, I like to see guys try to dive and make a catch because, you know, he makes that catch, the inning's over, and, you know, but, you know, Hamilton could still get out of this with a lead if they held him. Oh,
now he's going to ground this one,
Maybe
a base hit over to left field. He's going to send both runners, and the throw to the plate is not in time. The runner gets a second, and we are tied again. What a game so far. And a base hit from Burtness. Zach and Thumbs both score. And just like that, Matt Peck, we are even once again.
yeah, I mean, that was, you know, I kind of like maybe jinxed that there. I said right before, I said, you know, he can get out of this inning with, like, you know, just gets one more out. Right there, base hit. So, Pewaukee, you know, like I said earlier, you know, those errors might have costed you, but you just got to come back on offense.
Pitchers do a what?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Remember what you said earlier.
Yeah. And they got to play varsity reserve after this.
Yeah. This is going to be a fun treat the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's only the top of the third inning. We're at 8 runs total.
This has got to be one of our most runs in a game so far. I mean,
Yeah.
we haven't had too many games so far where both teams are really getting into the hitting action. So Burton they're going to call it a single RBI, 2 RBI single with advance to second base on the error. Going to call a strike on the inside corner. 1 and 2 on Logan Peterson. With 2 outs here, that's the positive thing for Hamilton. They just need one more out to get out this one. 1-1 pitch, I should say. Sorry. Now it's 2-1 outside. But I think that's the big thing about this Pewaukee team. That top of the order, that it's been very dangerous so far early on today.
Yeah, it's one thing to watch out for. I mean, they're swinging away and, you know, getting those base hits, like those clutch hits like we were talking about earlier.
2-1 pitch taken outside for ball 3. Peterson walked in his first at bat, and these guys on both sides, they're very disciplined at the plate. The 3-1 pitch taken inside for strike 2. Now we're at a full count now on Logan Peterson, who's DHing today.
Yeah, I'd like him to attack here, in my opinion. I think that
Sanchez up to 55 pitches. He's going to ground this one right to Sanchez. Great play by Stone Sanchez to get out of it. Over to York for out number 3, but 2 more runs come in for the Pewaukee Pirates on a response from that second inning 4-run from the Chargers, and we are evened up at 4-4 as we head to the bottom of the third here on Zaleski Sports.
Hello, it's Mayor Lois T. Strake asking you to join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Dairy, great time. The fun starts with me on Friday, May 30th at the Mayor's Breakfast, 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. At 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for family-friendly entertainment, and later join free live music at the Wenzel Family Plaza. Saturday, May 31st, the parade starts at 11 o'clock, and Wenzel Family Plaza will host fun activities. In the afternoon, the Pie and Ice Cream Social is at the Upham Mansion, and Nuts Deep 2 will be hosting an outdoor beer garden with live music. For more information, go to visitmarshfield.com.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcast. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskiSports.com.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, Elijah Vincelot alongside Matt Peck here from Sussex Hamilton High School. A 4-4 ball game here. A hitting duel here between the Chargers and the Pirates here. We want to remind you of our game day sponsor before we begin at the bottom of the third, Fleet Farm. No matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered at the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm, snacks. Fleet Farm has everything you need, all at the lowest prices. And now it looks like we got a different pitcher coming in here for Pewaukee. It looks like it's going to be Landon Wittek, who was warming up in that bullpen here. So 2 innings for Braden Seltzer, and now he's going to call it a night.
Yeah.
Already.
It's one of those things where, you know, it's the early morning, you know, location change, you know, it's you throw a pitcher out there, you just got to give it a go.
So First pitch taken down on a breaking ball for ball 1.
You know, the sun's, hopefully the sun stays out. It's starting to come back out again. It's like, oh, please stay out.
Clouds are saying we're done, right?
Yeah. Yep.
1-1 the pitch now on Ethan Hibicki. Comes up to the plate. 1-1 pitch out of the glove of the catcher.
You know, I'm gonna tell you something on that pitch. If he catches it, it's probably a strike.
Yeah.
That's the thing about baseball. You know,
it's a good deal for the hitter, right?
There's no rule about if you drop the ball. It's I was ready to catch
that, bro.
I was ready to catch it. I was like,
fouled right back to the back screen.
I was like, you get a pop up in the air here. It could just make it over the fence. It could come here.
1-2 pitch, and he's going to line this one to left center. That's going to get to the gap. Drew Doberstein, nope, they're going to cut it off here for a base hit. Now, a base hit for Ethan Hibicki to start the inning. Medina in left field could not get to it. Yeah, that's the change they have out in the outfield now.
Yeah, it was a good hit, but
Duke Medina now playing left field for Pewaukee as Woodside comes in to pitch.
Medina and Drew Doberstein did a good job getting that ball out there.
Oh, that one's going to get right at Service's legs that time. Good block, though. 1 ball, no strike.
This is one team that's really come around is Hamilton this year. They're 14-1.
I mean, Pewaukee's 13-1. Both teams just that's how you know it's a good matchup. As he takes a strike inside. Was it 13-1 for Pewaukee, 14-1 for Hamilton? Both teams combined 2 losses.
Yeah,
that's just
27 wins.
Both teams, it's safe to say, too, are state caliber teams in their respective divisions.
Yeah, Hamilton, I would say likely if we get a sectional again this year, it will be the Dot-Count sectional. Hamilton's in that sectional.
We had them in that sectional last year.
They lost Arrowhead in that really competitive game. Hamilton was one of those teams last year.
Tusick ate that swing that time as it hit his hand that time as he was swinging a foul tip. 2-2 the count.
Hamilton was one of those run teams. They went on a run to get there last year. It was one of the happy to be here moments. This year it's the year where we got to get to state now.
Tusick lines this one to left center field right in that identical spot. Drew Doberstein going to get it out, and another base hit here. 2 really good contact plays from the Chargers, and now Sussex Hamilton trying to get right back in business now after the jam in that top of the 3rd inning that allowed 2 runs to tie the game back up. Now Brady York comes up to the plate, 1 for 1 on the day.
Safe to say I was wrong. The offenses are coming alive today. We got
it doesn't necessarily have to be a pitcher's duel. Oh, he's going to signal for a bunt here. Brady York, that's a pretty good bunt.
No.
He's only going to get a play at first here as Jacobs had to come in to Doberstein. Doberstein had to go to first for the first out of the inning, but that's a hit-and-run play right there.
The reason why I said oh no is because the first baseman coming in for that bunt, he almost fell down. He bobbled it. I'm like,
if he fell, one wrong fall, he's safe at first.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm like, oh.
So now a base hit could make this a 2-run game again for Hamilton.
Hamilton and 2-run leads are best friends right now.
Kyle Becker 0 for 1 on the day up to the plate now with Hibicki at 3rd and Tusick at 2nd base. He's going to ground that one. What a play at 3rd from Grayson Zach over to first to J.D. Jacobs. You cannot script that as a better play from Grayson Zach to pick it at 3rd base and a run-saving pick right there from Grayson Zach.
That's what I was just going to say, too. He was a run-saver over there at 3rd.
And now you're one more out. That one more out can get you out of this inning.
But this is the thing. This is where the big difference is between 2 and 3 outs. Last inning, Pewaukee was in the situation, too, with 2 outs, and they gave up a base hit, and it was a 6-4 game.
Now Nick Braun comes up to the plate. Walked his first time up.
They talk about some pitchers. They just struggle to get 3 outs. And we'll see what happens here with Pewaukee, but that's kind of the situation they ran into last inning. They had 2 outs, 2 strikes, and then the base hit came and put Hamilton up by 2.
Now they're going to signal time. Relax. 14 pitches in the inning for Whittek. Takes first upstairs 2-0. I mean, you could live with a walk here at the very worst of it, right?
Yeah.
But you cannot
You know, I just don't like the walk here because say you get a gap base hit, then it's a 7-4 game most likely. So, you know, I try to attack now and try to get out of this inning. And then if you obviously Pewaukee's offense has been very responded today, so I wouldn't be concerned about them if they went down 2 runs right now.
Man, that's been a really big strategy for Pewaukee, trying to pick guys off all left and right. Now it's ball in the dirt. Now it's 3-0.
And even if Hamilton went down by 2 runs, I wouldn't be concerned for them because, you know, their offense, both offenses have responded pretty well today. And
they responded down 2-0 to open it up. 2-0. Now 2-run leads in this game, huh?
Yep.
Takes that one inside for strike 1. 3-1 on Nick Brown on the plate.
So, yeah, so 3 balls, 1 strike. It's going to be it's a hitter's count here. So
gets a good pitch to hit. I'd
attack.
3-1 pitch, and he does just that. Fouls it right back. Ooh, I believe if he fouls it right in the glove, that's an out, right? Only on a full,
only on 2 strikes.
Yep. 3-2 count here. They're going to discuss a little strategy with head coach Schrammick now. With the full count, a really big sequence now coming up. 3-2 count, 2 outs, 4-4 game. Bottom of the third.
I feel like Schrammick's been around a while.
Yeah.
Because when I talked about, you know, teams, somebody mentioned Schrammick. They're like, oh, yeah, we know him. But now we're officially in May. This is the final month here, and then games will be wrapping up later this month. So Hamilton, definitely the biggest threat right now, I think, in my opinion, in the Greater Metro.
Full count taken outside for ball 4, and then you load the bases up once again to bring up Carson Bennett to set up the stage for bases loaded with 2 outs. And let's see if the Chargers can do some 2-out damage again.
I mean, you got some really good coaches here in the Greater Metro, especially, and even in the Woodland West. I mean, over here you got Brookfield Central's Jeff Bigler. You got Tim Gotzler over at Menominee Falls. You got some really good coaches you got to go against here in the. Oh, boy, that was lined right overhead.
That was a fast liner.
Yes.
As Carson Bennett lines it to the BP for the JV team for Brookfield Central.
I don't know why they're here when they're playing down the street.
On 1 count, as he's going to pop this one up in the air to left field.
That's carrying.
And it's just going to be caught by Medina in left field at the end of the inning. So no score from Sussex Hamilton in the bottom of the third, but we got a 4-4 ball game here as we head into the quarter mark of the game on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, Elijah Vinksel alongside Matt Peck with you here on Zaleski Sports. A 4-4 ball game here, and it's heading into the 4th inning here. It's a lot of 4s in the game right now as Sussex Hamilton had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 3rd inning and couldn't do any damage with the new pitcher coming in Landon Wittek, who started off in left field, moved over to the pitcher's role here. Only 2 innings on the day for Braden Seltzer, as now Stone Sanchez still remaining on the mound here. His pitch count pretty high as we had to the top of the 4th, but what a lot of us thought was going to be a pitcher's duel is a hitting duel right now.
Yeah. You know, I would have loved to see Sussex Hamilton's ace versus Grayson Zach. I got to do more research on Hamilton. I think I know who their ace is, but I'm not 100% sure. Or even Owen Doberstein over there for Pewaukee. They both throw no-hitters this year. I think they both have thrown multiple no-hitters this year already.
J.D. Jacobs.
And here's a little fact about the Woodland West this year. 2 teams in the Woodland West have already thrown back-to-back games with no-hitters. It's been Wisconsin Lutheran first 2 weeks ago before we had them. Wow, I just thought about that. Both times when they had Zaleski Sports on the weekend, they threw a no-hitter during the week. You know, maybe us being at places makes good luck.
All right, bro. It happened earlier in the week. So that pitch is going to be grounded over to third base. A slow roller for the third baseman over to first, and it gets out the way. It stays in play. So J.D. Jacobs has to hold at first, but that was a tough play for Hibicki at third base, and those slow rollers can really get you to try to hustle it out more.
One thing I didn't like over there at first base, especially, is he turned his head when the ball was coming in. That's tough to do. I mean, that's tough if you're going to turn your head and try to still scoop it, because you got to find it the right way. And I know, and I'm talking from somebody who's sitting here at a broadcast table saying, but it's one of those things where, back from when I used to play baseball, it's one of those things you just don't want to do.
So Bremberger signals bunt in the air. Wow, that went all the way out of the stadium.
As long as it stays away from that Ultima in the parking lot.
It should hit it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to choose violence on Saturday morning.
Yeah, plus I already have enough problems with insurance companies.
Yeah. One pitch on Bremberger. He's going to bunt it again, and it's foul. Yeah, I don't think he can bunt now.
You know what the insurance company would probably tell you?
What's up?
Don't park near the field. Well, what do you want me to do? Park in Menominee Falls and walk here? I mean, that's probably what they would tell you. And if you get pelted with hail, they'll say, well, don't drive in a hailstorm.
2-pitch to Bremberger, takes down low for ball 1. Like I said, Stone Sanchez, top of the 4th inning, up to 61 pitches now.
Yeah, he's thriving in there though. I mean,
yeah,
he's gotten out of some jams.
Ooh, they can say it hit him. Yeah, they did. Kind of pointed at his jersey, saying it kind of clipped his almost like stomach area.
Let's see if Schramek comes out.
Bremberger gets a walk. As now the pitcher,
supposed to be really good, towards level
1, and that's just not the right.
Right now, you got one.
I was lined to left, right center field base hit. That's going to score 2 for Pewaukee. And runner goes to third base. Now it's a 6-4 ball game for the Pirates via the base hit.
Just keep it on standby. Now we're back to green.
Really?
Yeah. Strange. Oh, so we got that base hit. All right, good. Sorry, guys, though. The internet's going all weird on us now. It was just fine, and we have enough memory on the hotspot, so. And it's at full bar, so I don't know what the heck is going on. But what's the situation right now? So we have a 6-4 game?
Yep. Grayson Zach hit a RBI single, and out 6-4 Pewaukee.
We got runners on first and third. 1 down still. Oh.
Now he's going to single for a bunt. Drew Doberstein. That'll do it, though. That'll score another run. Now it's 7-4. Just ticky-tacky baseball from the Pirates. Yeah, we apologize to any Pewaukee fans that missed that single.
No, I think it was green when it happened. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know why it went out. 1-1, but it just came back. Now it's red. Right. Now it's red again.
Oh. Now coming up to the plate, Jackson Service.
Now it's back to green. Well, this is going to be one of those games where it's just going to keep going back and forth.
We might as well just keep going.
Yeah.
Foul out of play right to Pex Ultima. No, just kidding. One pitch Service ground this one, a hard one, right? Oh, good play from the shortstop, but just a run. But the runner stays safe at third base. Grayson Zach at third and serves at first. This is just an inning of a lot of damage that, I mean, Pewaukee, it's been all over the place tonight. Now this one's deep to left field. Back on the track, and just caught. Bennett makes catch, but for a second there, it looked like we almost had a home run. And I'll take us to the bottom of the fourth inning here. More baseball coming your way on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wietrich family has grown Grassland Dairy of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Marine Corps service, honor, courage, and Marine Corps service, honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
All right, back here on Zaleski Sports. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. 7-4 ball game. Pewaukee leads on Sussex Hamilton. Now a 3-run inning. And now Nate Glapa on the mound for Pewaukee. Or not Pewaukee, Sussex Hamilton. No, yeah, no, he's up to bat now. I'm all over the place right now with everything we've been doing with our hotspots situation. That one's taken hot.
more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Testing. Oh, we're back. All right. We got sound back for now, but stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. There's some issues we're having with the internet. The internet keeps going green and red off our hotspot. I don't know why. It was working just fine earlier. So if it lags a little bit, we're going to try. But here, Matt Peck, Elijah Vincelata. Pewaukee. That was a catch, by the way, everyone. At the end of last inning, that one that looked like it hit the ground, that was a catch. That's what the inning ended on. But just stick with us. I know things are going to keep going green and red, but we're going to try to stay here with you guys for now. I'm just surprised that it could work so well for 4 innings and then not work at all. Oh, thank you. So Nick Braun, the pitcher for Hamilton now. And he gets the out there. Hang on, guys. I'm just doing something here. That was quite a weird hit there. So 1 down now for the Pewaukee offense. So quickly 2 down here. I'm just trying to get our game changer back up here. And now I've lost cellular on my phone. Wow. And that's quickly 3 down for Hamilton's defense, and now we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. 7-4 lead still for Pewaukee.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me! Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Back here on Zaleski Sports in the bottom of the 5th inning, 7-4 ball game. Pewaukee leads on Sussex Hamilton. Elijah Mix-a-Lot alongside Matt Peck. Apologize if we were running into some technical issues with our hotspots and all that, but we're figuring things out. Even the sound went out. We're back now though. As 7-4 ball game still here. No score gone while we were out on the audio.
Let's see, Matt. We've lost internet today. We've lost sound, and now I just lost SIM on my phone. So I give up at this point. I don't know.
When you lose SIM on your phone too, you really can't do too much.
Nope, can't even go and can't do anything. Can't even call anybody. So if anyone's gonna try to get a hold of me, good luck.
Yeah, they go through my phone, I guess. But are we on the?
We're on the company hotspot now.
Oh, grounded right to the pitcher that time as Layden Wittek grounds it over. So lost that even who's up now. I mean, number 6 is coming up to the plate now. Kyle Becker, bottom of the 5th, 1 out. We've been on like so much downtime for that long that 1 out gone by in the bottom of the 5th. Catch you up to game speed though. I mean, no scoring has really gone by the last inning and a half. It was most of the scoring has been gone through the 2nd and 3rd as that one's lined pretty high to deep left center field, and it'll be caught by Medina in left field. Now, coming to the plate, Nick Brown. Takes low for ball 1. At least the hot spot after this pitch, he's going to fly this one over on a play into the parking lot. The last thing you want to see. Seven to 4 in the top of the 6th inning. We went to our last resort hotspot, and it actually works. Or is it blinking? No.
Well, I wouldn't say anything about anything working.
Did it blink? Did you try it before?
Yeah, I went red. But it's still green now, but I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't hold my breath about anything working anymore today.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to get an interview by the end of the game. But we're gonna try our best to get through the rest of this game. As it's a 7-4 ball game, Pewaukee still leads. I mean, still not missing too much on the game. A lot of pitching lately in the game. Top of the 6th inning. Grounds this one over to third base. That one's fielded over the 2nd. Can only get 1 out of it. Now coming up to the plate, Grayson Zach as Drew Doberstein was the one that grounded into the fielder's choice.
Oh, the scoreboard's messed up. Wow.
Guess I could give the outs and counts now. 1 out. Takes for strike 1. Still green for now?
Yeah, for now. See if he texted back.
Did he? Big cut and swing and a miss. 0-2 the count on Grayson Zach. That one's going to spike in the dirt. The runner holds at first. I keep my phone in the shade so that it doesn't overheat. One and 2 out now on Zach. With Drew Doberstein at first. Takes low for ball 2. Two-two pitch, and he's taken outside for ball 3. 3-2 the count now with 1 out and a guy on first base for Pewaukee. Three-two pitch, big switch for out number 2 on Grayson Zach, and that will send up Owen Doverstein now with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Gonna pick it off back at first base. It's taken high and upstairs, ball 1 on Owen Doverstein. Nice 2-0 pitch. And 2 outs gone by in the top of the 6th. It's taken inside the zone. Good pitch that time. McBraun delivers the throw to second base on the steal, not in time, and Drew Doberstein gets to second with the stolen base with 2 outs. And now the Pewaukee Pirates have a runner in scorer's position. And it'll be a mound visit with Lusick and Brown on the pitcher's mound. Oh. So now they'll reset. Two-two pitch to Owen. Now they'll take a time.
Are you, buddy?
Two-two pitch down in the dirt for ball 3. And now it's a full count now on Owen Doberstein. Full count inside, right down the middle, strike 3, and that'll take us to the bottom of the 6th inning. 7-4 ball game. The Pewaukee Pirates lead on the Sussex Hamilton Chargers, heading into the home stretch here on Zaleski Sports.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. A 7-4 ball game here. Pewaukee leads on Sussex Hamilton. Still Landon Wittek on the mound for Pewaukee as style here because of the scoreboard. Still having technical difficulties with that too. So I'll do some play-by-play with the score update here as the Kahoot music plays in the background. And only real ones would know that. Back in the high school days for us. And be a mound visit here for Doberstein and Pewaukee. New pitcher coming in for Pewaukee. It's number 17, J.D. Jacobs. He'll come in and play relief the rest of the way for Pewaukee. Started off. Wittek will switch places. We'll head. J.D. Jacobs will head to pitcher. So now Nate Kloppa will step back into the box now. No outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Leading off here, 2-0 count. Pitcher for Coach Dover. Takes right in the outside corner for strike one, 2-1. It's like there's going to be one more pitcher warming up in the bullpen. As he follows that one right to the bull. Out. Heads up play. One's taking inside 2-2 the count now on Kloppa. Kloppa takes high and it's up to a full count now with no outs. 7-4 ball game, like I said again. Pewaukee, he takes high and a leadoff.
No outs gone in the bottom of the 6th inning. bottom of the 6th inning.
Landon takes high for 3-0.